Something goes wrong. Your throat tightens, your face heats up, your vision blurs, and before you agreed to any of this, salt water starts leaking out of your face. You've done this. Everyone has. Here's what nobody mentions. You are the only animal on Earth that does it. Not your dog, not a chimp, which is basically your cousin. In 4 billion years of life, nothing else has ever cried because it had a feeling. Just you. Congratulations. And here's the part that should bother you. It isn't really happening for you at all. Those tears are a signal aimed at everyone around you, and your body fires them off without asking your permission. The question is what they're actually for, because the real answer is a lot darker and a lot weirder than "you were sad." You cry 3 different ways, and only one of them is the strange one. The first one runs all day, quietly keeping your eyeballs from drying into raisins. You never notice it. The second one fires when you chop an onion, flooding your eye to rinse out the attacker. Neither of those is the mystery. The third one is, it opens at funerals, at weddings, at the exact moment a dog in a movie starts limping. No onion, no wind, nothing physically wrong with your eye at all. A feeling reaches in and turns on a faucet in your face. No other creature on the planet has that faucet. So where did it come from? And why did your body decide you weren't allowed to control it? It bugged Charles Darwin so much that he gave crying its own chapter. He studied it, then flat out gave up, and called emotional tears purposeless. The man who cracked all of life looked at you sobbing and went, "Yeah, I've got nothing." And to be fair, on paper, crying is a genuinely stupid thing to do. Picture it as a survival plan. You are a small, soft ape surrounded by things that want to eat you. You get scared. So your body's big idea is to blur your own vision so you can't see the threat, and then stick a bright distress signal on the most visible part of you. Out there, that gets you eaten before lunch. Evolution should have scrapped it. It didn't. It kept crying in every single human on the planet, which can only mean it is doing something so useful that it is worth going half blind for. First guess is usually detox. Maybe crying flushes stress chemicals out through your eyes, and that's why you feel wrung out but somehow lighter afterward. Decent theory. One problem. If this were just taking out the trash, you could do it quietly, in private, with no visible drip at all. Instead, your body puts the signal on your face, in high definition. You don't take out the trash on a billboard. So this was never about you. Your tears are a message, and it's aimed at everyone who can see your face. A tear needs no translation. A toddler in Tokyo and a grandmother in Peru read it exactly the same way. This one is not okay, and they might need me. It is the oldest message our species has, older than any language. A Dutch researcher named Ad Vingerhoets has studied this his whole career. He wrote a book about it called, and I promise I am not making this up, Why Only Humans Weep. His answer is that tears are social glue. They exist to move other people. And the clever part is that you can't fake it. A smile is easy to fake. I'm fine is usually a lie. But a real tear is almost impossible to produce on command, and everyone knows that. Which is exactly why it's trusted. It only fires when you genuinely mean it. Your total loss of control is the entire point. If your own body running secret software behind your back is your kind of video, subscribe. That is the whole channel. Now the dark part. Remember the blurry vision that should have gotten you killed? That is not a bug. That is part of the message too. A trembling, blurry-eyed person is quietly telling everyone around them, "I can't see you. I can't fight. I can't run. I am completely harmless right now." It is a white flag drawn on your face in salt water. And it works on us. Show people the same sad face twice, once with tears and once with the tears quietly edited out, and they rate the crying face as more helpless, more sincere, and more worth helping. The tears say, "I surrender, and I need you." And something old in the other person answers back, "Fine, I've got you." So line it all up, and it sounds like a con. Your tears are an unfakeable, universal white flag that reaches into a stranger's brain and flips on their urge to protect you. It works on people you have never met in your life. But it is only a con if you are alone. And we were never alone. This trick only works in one kind of animal, the kind that survives by taking care of each other. A shark that cried would just die, because nothing around it cares. Tears could only ever evolve in us, because we are the species that stops, kneels down, and helps the crying one. The ancestors who could send that signal got helped. They lived. They had children who could send it too. And here you are, a few million years later, doing it during a sad phone call. Your tears are proof that you were born into a species built on caring what happens to each other. But maybe you're already spotting the hole. If crying is a signal to other people, why do you do it alone? In your car? In the shower? At 2 a.m. with nobody there? Who is the signal for then? Here's the unsettling part. Your body doesn't check. The system is wired to the feeling, not to the audience, and for almost your entire history as a species, there was no difference between the two. You were never alone. You were born into a group, you slept in a pile of people, you died surrounded by them. Being by yourself for hours, basically, never happened. So, evolution never built the part that stops to ask, is anyone even watching? So, when you cry alone, your body is still sending the signal, still calling for the group. It just doesn't know that this time, nobody is coming. And even then, it isn't wasted. Crying pulls you out of panic and back into calm, all on its own, no audience required. Even at 2 a.m, it is still doing one of its oldest jobs, just for an audience of one. So next time your eyes sting and that lump climbs up your throat, and some part of you gets embarrassed, tells you you're weak, tells you to hold it together, remember what is actually running in there. You are not malfunctioning. You are running the most human piece of code that exists. 4 billion years on this planet, and only your species ever worked out how to turn a feeling into a drop of water that another person can read from across a room. Darwin called it purposeless. He was wrong. It might be the most purposeful thing your body ever does. Speaking of things your face does completely against your will, there is another one that fires every single time you get caught, and it might be even weirder than this. It is on screen right now. You're not broken, you're just running old code.